Okay guys, welcome back to our channel, and today we're gonna talk about what's going on with our bike since Namibia.
So what the story doesn't tell is the time frame. Is that all these things that happened and how long it has been for our motorcycles to arrive in Germany. And actually, while we are filming this, the motorbikes are still not in Denmark. Now, that doesn't mean anything if I don't tell you that today's date is Sunday, September 7, 2025.
I just want to ask you one question. How long we're not riding?
We haven't been riding for over one and a half year.
So
that gives you an indication, because we handed in the bikes to the KTM dealership in Namibia. It's a special day today for these KTM guys. Here's Mike, he's the big guy here. Alright, so we're here today with all our crap, all our bikes. The bikes are stored here. They have to go for a big service and some upgrades that we're gonna get back to a little bit later on. So this is the KTM in Windhoek. They just opened here a few months ago, and they have the inauguration today. And there's the guys from KTM is coming today. And it just happened that we managed to book our flight. On the last day we can stay here, and they have this function today, so this is gonna be exciting, eh? All right, so really a thumbs up to the guys here at KTM in Windhoek. Beautiful shop, super organized, and they're gonna sort you out if you come here with your bike. They're definitely going to sort you out. And
in February 2024.
That's correct. February 1st, the day we traveled to Thailand. So the bikes alone, the story about the bikes, we handed them in February 1st, 2024. And it took about a couple of months before the dealership down there started to ask me questions about, you know, what specific items that I wanted them to change and to order and stuff like that. So 2 months down the line, they start ordering parts. Anyway, I won't get into mudslinging or anything like that. This is a statement of facts. So the dealership in Namibia worked on the bikes on and off for 8.5 months before they were ready to contact the shipping agents. Now, because of that delay, they had a lot of problems with the customs papers, because normally our bikes would be legally in Namibia for up to 3 months with no problem. But because of the delay of 8.5 months, they had a lot of problems convincing the customs to release the bikes for shipment. And that took months to figure that out. I think it took almost 6 months for them to figure it out, until a point where I was really pissed off and I said, okay, if you can't figure it out, I will have to repossess my bikes, coming down there, getting some guys to help me out and figure it out myself. And that really moved them along. So they actually cleared the bikes very quickly after that for some reason. As I say, this is not a mud-throwing conversation that I'm having with you, just stating the facts. And of course, in the end, I will recommend you not to send anything from Namibia unless you are totally sure what you're doing. We were not. I want to go back to the day we handed in the bikes. I paid upfront the company, the dealership, €4,000 upfront in good faith for them to sort out everything, yada yada yada. So I'll get back to that later on. So late 24, they started to try to ship the bikes, and there was delay by delay by delay. Either they couldn't find space in the containers, yada yada yada, and all these sort of things. And it was only a few months back, I think about 4 months back from this point, and this is September 25, that they actually shipped the bikes. And on arrival to Germany, Hamburg, the customs services there keep demanding paperwork for the bikes because they thought it was an import, which of course it's not. They're still on Portuguese license plates, registered in Portugal. So, and they're not stolen or anything like that. And they were not really imported. They was just on a temporary import permit in Namibia. So it was like somebody's misunderstanding something. But anyway, they kept doing that for a while, and we had things to do, so I didn't pursue it much here in the end. But after not hearing from the import people agency down in Hamburg for about 6 weeks, I wrote some strong letters, and after a few days it was very clear that they wanted original papers to clear the bikes out of customs. Like, okay, that would have been fantastic to know that from the very beginning. So I decided not to send the papers, but we actually was able to go there together down to Hamburg. We took the train, and we arrived to the port the next day after overnight stay in Hamburg, and we cleared the bikes in about 3 hours. We are out of there. We're back in town. So the bikes are now cleared, and we are currently waiting for the bikes to be transported on a special transport, motorcycle transport, from Hamburg to Copenhagen, where they will deliver them straight to my address. Now, back to the €4,000. So back then, I, in good faith, paid the KTM people down in Namibia upfront $4,000, so that there was no problem with money, because these guys just started the dealership down in Namibia. And so they were obviously a little bit short of cash to pursue, to buy spare parts and stuff, and then bill us afterwards. So in good faith, I gave them plenty money. So I some months back I got the breakdown of the costs, and I could see that in the end they would then owe me roughly about €2,000, and they have not responded to my claim at all at this point. 1.5 years after, they had plenty of opportunity to respond and to pay me the extra money that they didn't use. Yeah, so that's still pending. What do we learn from this? So looking in the rear mirror, we should probably, because Max didn't get her visa, that was why we stayed in Namibia and had to end our trip there. So looking at it from this perspective, it would have been better to go down, for her to travel back alone, and I would have pursued getting the bikes out of Namibia down to South Africa, where there's people who specialize in packing and shipping bikes, and I could have gone back and forth a couple of times and then get it done properly by professionals, and not getting the bikes serviced and repaired in South Africa, even though that it was relatively cheap to do so. I wouldn't recommend it. Just get the bikes back to Europe or back to your home country and do your thing there. And don't pay upfront anything. You're gonna have a hard time getting these things done retroactive.
And because of this, we missed 2 summers that we are supposed to travel some of the countries here in Europe, like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, whatever. So this is the second summer that we are supposed to ride our motorcycles, but we miss all of it because of this issue.
Yeah, we lost, I would say, we hoped for 2 more seasons of filming, but that wasn't so. And that's why you see these fill-in videos now with trips to Thailand and stuff like that, just to have a little bit. And also, so in this time, something happened. Back in Thailand, I opened up for channels. I'm a very spiritual person anyway, but I haven't had real opening channels so that I could work with it per se. But in Thailand, I opened up totally for a channel to my oversoul and my guide team, which is called the Council of 12. And with this in place, while we were in Thailand last time, I wrote several books. Actually, I finished, while we were in Thailand, 4 books complete. Yeah. And I then released them in over time from June up to July. Yeah. And a lot more is coming. I can channel these books very, very quickly and get them out. So that's ongoing since.
So what are these books actually?
First I thought that the books was sort of about the yacht that we are building.
Yes.
And it is. But there is a lot more layers to why I'm building the boat, and that I was unaware of. But the guide team and Oversoul have told me what the purpose are. And obviously I will not tell you everything here. Over time we'll release more and more information about the boat, and our channel will also shift the name. I propose empath to flame, because the guide team uses the terminology of Flamekeeper and the flame and all these sort of things in the books, and also talk of me as being Flamekeeper. And that's all very exciting. I'll tell you, there's a lot of books coming. Just this year we will definitely reach 10 books total, and maybe more, but maybe not released all of them this year, but at least 8 or 9 books released this year. And a lot of our books are obviously already out. You have seen commercials for the books already. And also, while we have been waiting for the bikes and stuff, I have been directed to start a new organization called the Flamekeeper Grid Alliance, which I'll put in the link here. Yeah. And also in the description, of course. Yeah, so it's all being organized. There's a lot more to it than I thought in the first place when I started to write the books with the guide team and my oversoul. And more information comes along almost on a daily basis. Sometimes I'm a little bit weary of new information. That is pretty amazing stuff coming. It's been exciting to write a lot of books about a lot of subjects already, but there is a series that I personally look forward to start. Already have the outline of 8 books. in the human and Earth history. And that's a total eye-opener for the world we live in. Modern science has totally disregarded and misunderstood a lot of things in terms of these information. So these information coming out in the next book series of 8 books is epic, mind-blowing information. And also my aim in the coming weeks here, right after Max goes back to Philippines and prepare her visa to come permanent to Europe, I will go to Croatia, and that's also where I'm gonna write the huge book series with the team. I'm also looking for a location in Croatia to build this big boat, which obviously you're gonna hear a lot more about in the future. Yeah, that's gonna be epic. I really look forward to that. I know there's a lot of information in there that is really something else. I'm going with the truth all the way through, so it will be quite challenging for people who is very earthbound information about whatever science they tell them. But I know also that science is catching up. There's too many unresolved issues that they can't get to fit. And if you are on that side of that kind of information, you would totally enjoy getting into the depth of truth, of who we really are, why we are here, and how these things unfold, or did unfold and will unfold, because the last couple of books will come out next year, and it will start talking about what age we are going into and what will happen in the future. And I'm gonna go right into the bone, and it's gonna hurt, yada yada, some people for sure. So what is your impression of all the things that has happened since Thailand? Everything changed.
Yeah,
we knew we were going to build a boat, right?
Yeah.
But then everything changed.
Yeah, so the plan was to build a boat, to design the boat, and then suddenly everything changes when Eddy connected to his 12
guide team,
to his guide team, and then from that moment he started to write his books, and then suddenly he's writing books now about this spiritual thing that is also connected to the boat. That's why, I mean, his first book was the trilogy, which is The Vessel Is You, so it's all connected to the boat basically. And it's actually good books. I read some of it, and I read the book one, so it's pretty good. You should read it also. And there's more coming, and I look forward to read all of them.
Are you a spiritual person?
Yeah, I am also very spiritual person.
How? When? What happened?
So my spiritual journey started after pandemic basically. That's the time where Eddy and I got back together, because we broke up twice.
Once?
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Oh, can't even count.
So we broke up twice, and then after pandemic we got back together, and then that's where I asked for help, and he introduced me to the spiritual books, and that's where that's the beginning of my journey.
It's not my books I introduced you to.
So he introduced me these spiritual books from like Seth Speaks. So he introduced that to me, and I started reading, and I started to learn what is really the personality of a human all about and stuff, understanding human personality and stuff. So yeah, and then we started our motorcycle journey, and then I had a lot of visions and weird experience about spirituality. And
you heard the voices,
and there was one time we were riding somewhere in Ghana, I think, and then it was very early in the morning, and the sun just rise, and then it's a beautiful view, and I said, "Oh, isn't it beautiful?" And then somebody answered me like, "Yes, it is beautiful. I heard that sound literally in my
inside.
now it comes from the radio. Sounds like that.
It's so clear.
Yeah, it was so clear, and then I was amazed. And also while we were riding, it feels like I saw a lot of like human
entities,
like in human form, that they're just watching us. So it's like, it feels like we're not riding alone. We are guided, or we have companies while we were riding. So there's so many things, and lately I got a lot of visions also. And then also before Africa, when we started to ride the bikes,
Turkey,
in Italy and stuff like that. So I had this vision where, like for example, before we entered into Italy, I had this vision that this house is on the cliff, and that's when we enter Italy, I realized this picture was...
It was often so that she told me before we arrived what kind of accommodation we were supposed to stay in, and she said when we arrived, like, it's just like I saw.
Yeah.
And sometimes weeks ahead.
Yes. So this vision appears like they appear really quick. Some of them are blurred and blurry, and then some of them are very clear. So that's my experience. So anyway, we're gonna show you the
books so far that we have. There is one more book that we don't have a sample of here, but and that book is a very small booklet of 60 pages or so, and which is free. So these are all.
So this is the trilogy. So this is the book 1, and then book 2. And then the book 3, and the 4th book is the Flamekeeper fleet. The Flamekeeper fleet.
This one here is telling more about the Flamekeeper Grid Alliance. You can see the logos right there. That gets into what it's all about more.
Anyway, so these books are available on Amazon. You can get the hard copy, and you can also get the ebook. And we will put the link of our books in Amazon in the description below. And yeah, that's it. These are the books. It's ready. It's ready for you to read.
To buy. These are epic stuff. As we speak, I already have another 2 books being formatted, and the first one should be coming out in September.
Alright, so that's it, guys.
About the books.
We are not sorry about not riding the motorcycles, because we've been so busy with other things, and still we are very productive.
We are busy bees, and still we need your help. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Okay guys, let's end it for now, and hopefully see you again in our next video.
Good, guys.
Bye bye.